We're going to talk rigs now, and we're going to look at two very specialist rigs which have been doing the damage up and down the country. Mr. Hamidi here has had quite a lot of big uns on them, and he's been using them a lot longer than I have, so we're going to pick his brains on how they work and how you set them up. So first of all, the one with the little yellow pop-up there, what's that one?
It's now become known as the KD rig, so we've been using it, I'd say, for about 2 years. It all started really when the curve hook samples arrived in the office.
Right, so talk us through. You tie the loop for the hair first. Yeah.
Yep, loop of the hair.
Then the bait goes on.
Bait goes on, and then what you've got to do, you want to line it up so that the bend of the hook is touching the top of the boilie.
Okay.
That's the length of your hair. Okay.
Cool.
The only recommendation I'd make is if you're fishing for smaller fish, you can shorten that slightly, like doubles. Okay, because they might have smaller mouths, and then for bigger fish you can lengthen it a little bit, maybe ½ an inch. So once you've got that set, you start the knotless knot as you usually would, so back through the back of the eye, twice round the top of the hair, and then 5 times underneath, and then
so two normal whips, pull the hair back out of the way, and then carry on whipping down the hook, and then back through the eye as you would do normally. So it's the knotless knot, but the hair's coming out the eye end of the knot rather than the shank end of the knot.
Exactly, right. And that is basically where the science of that rig starts, which is because you're using a lighter bait. I always say if you put a light bait anywhere near the bend of the hook, you're adding a life jacket to the best part of your hook. So, so you're lifting it out the bottom lip of the fish. Absolutely.
So
if you now reverse that and put a lighter bait off what is already the lightest part of the hook, which is the eye, you're then adding a life jacket to already a lightest part. So it's now lifting that back end up. So it's trying to attack the bottom lip as it goes in.
So the eye's getting light, the point's then getting heavy.
Exactly.
That's how it's
you're adding more emphasis to that end. Right. So the same way as a bottom bait would make the hook turn in your hand on the bank, in water that does the same principle. On the bank it will never turn in the palm of your hand. You might get 1 out of 10 or whatever, but that's not the important part. It's the fact that once it's in water, that mechanics, if you hold that bait up, look, that's how it's going to behave in water. But as it lifts in, that's going to be hanging down, and that's the effect you're having. And
the point's going to be pricking the flesh straight away.
Exactly, and I think that's why it causes them problems. There's a good bit of separation from the hook, the shot's there, and the point is hanging so lazily that I think a lot of fish have been used to quite a tight hair, pop-ups coming off at different areas. I think it's just causing them more problems than they've been used.
They're not used to dealing with it.
Exactly.
And it obviously works perfect with the curved shank hook.
That's the pattern to use with it. Right, it's got to be one of these. I mean, you can use it with wide gapes and bits, but I've found the hook holds and the fish we've caught on this trip and other trips have been brilliant with a curved shank.
They have been. So a hybrid soft hook link. What's that? 8-inch, something like that?
Yeah, because a lot of my fishing's done over boilies. I've been using it with sort of 8 to 10 inches, and then a 5-turn grinner to a link loop.
Right.
Just using a clay-coloured safe zone tail rubber there.
Just to cover that up.
Exactly, and then link loop onto the stick clip, push it over, job's done, that's ready to go.
Now you skirted over something there that probably was double Dutch to a lot of people. You went, oh yeah, because I'm using boilies, I'm using 8 to 10 inch hook links. Why? Why are you using longer hook links?
Right, well we've done a lot of filming together, and we've watched fish feed over particles, and they feed very, very slowly, don't they? So it takes so long for them to hit the lead and the hook mechanics to work. It's the opposite with boilies, because fish are moving very quickly. They're picking at baits, and generally it's very difficult to put load of boilies in a 4-foot square with a catapult. So because you got them picking, and that's a method I found very successful this year. I felt that a short hook link could probably cost you fish, because they're moving at such a pace, and if
not going to go in their mouth properly.
If they come in and go down on one, and it's just like, oh, it's not quite gone in. Where with a longer link, I feel like they suck it. It's behaving naturally, especially with a balanced bait. It's flying in their mouth. They move away to the next one, and then bang.
You've got them.
That's.
And I noticed there you're talking about bang lead systems. You've got an inline there to drop off on the bite. When would you fish it, and when wouldn't you fish it?
Well, obviously that sort of effect of the fish shaking their head and the weight going away from the pressure, if you like. is really, really important for me. You know, I've watched that footage again, and I've just felt it's a must-have in any rig that I use. That particular drop-off system I use generally on weedy lakes. The lake I fished last year was really, really chock of a weed. Saw a lot of people on there using like helicopter rigs and leg clips, and every fight was a proper tussle. They're in the boat. I didn't get in the boat once. I didn't even get. I think
because the lead was coming off on the bottom.
Straight away on the surface, fish is shooting up to the top.
Yep.
You know, you're locked up as well. They're coming up straight in the net. No problems.
Right. Okay.
And that was down to the lead system and nothing else.
Right.
So.
Okay. So in those kind of situations, weedy situation, it's worth dumping the lead. Obviously, you know, we don't want to be dumping the lead every single time.
Exactly.
You don't want to be littering the lake with leads. But it's better to lose the lead than lose everything and the fish as well.
Exactly.
Basically.
Would you rather? Would it cost you £1 to land every fish you hook? You know, you'd pay it, wouldn't you?
You would pay it. Yeah, in them situations, definitely. And this other one, talk to us about that, because you can't really take any credit for that one, can you?
I can't take any credit for that one. That is from the Dove from Above, Tom Dove, who has very quickly established himself as a top angler.
He is.
And talk to him a lot, because we're always fishing, and I chat to him on the phone, and he was using that at Walthamstow. Last year when you were fishing together, we were on the same bait.
He didn't tell me.
No.
He did tell me when he was using it.
Yeah, but what I liked about that, again, he was trying to make a boilie behave, you know, like a balanced bait again.
Yep.
Didn't want the hook adding any more weight to the boilie, the bottom bait.
Yep.
Didn't want to use a fluoro or anything, so he was adjusting the weight of his standard bait.
So how have you done that then? You've drilled that out,
you drill it 3/4 through, so not right the way through, okay? You then cut a piece of cork the same length as the boilie, okay? Right. So when you finally push it into the bait, a tiny bit's protruding from the end, okay? You then, you've made the loop on your hair, you slide the bait on, so that normally a cork plug's going that way and the hair just cuts through it. This time the hair's going right through the cylinder.
Cork.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And exactly like the KD, you hold the cork against the bend of the hook, and then that's the length of your hair, and then tie it exactly the same way as the KD style, which is 2 turns above, 5 turns below, and then finish it off with a 5-turn grin into a link loop, and that's it. What you then have to do is, obviously, different cork from different companies going to behave differently. So
it's going to be more or less buoyant.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
So you've got to test it in the margins. You go down, put it in, and the effect you're trying to look for is almost like what that's doing there. That boilie's trying to sit up on the cork. Hence why it's called the muzzer, because it looks like a button mushroom. And what it does, it just kicks the eye up ever so slightly.
Right.
And
which puts the point down.
Puts the point down. So as soon as it goes in the fish's mouth, it's going in like that.
Right.
Suck it in and it's going in straight. You know, eye up, point down. Perfect. And again, causing problems. It's got Tom loads of fish. It's caught me loads of fish this year.
Hasn't caught me anything because no one's actually shown it.
But yeah, for boilie fishing, again, when you're not
looks
looking,
pucker, mate.
it is deadly, and it's worked really well. And then the lead system there, another one, great for fishing over, well, it's great, full stop, the shocker rig.
Let's just hold that up so everyone can see it.
Yeah, no worries.
Got your safe zone leader.
Yep, exactly.
Shock bead on the end of it. Cut the swivel off and put...
Took your advice there.
Put a quick link on there just to neaten it up. It's all got to look neat and tidy.
Exactly.
And then your backstop, so when the fish moves off, bang.
So you can imagine over a big spread of boilies, they're moving merrily, picking them up, and wallop. The hook's in, and you got another carp on the bank.
Wicked, wicked. Well, that's a very, very interesting look into Ali's rigs and how to fish over boilies. Add that into your own fishing, and I'm sure you'll be putting more fish on the bank.